What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday, by the way. Let's get the week going right. We got a little bit of news here for a upcoming event that's going to be starting tomorrow. But before we jump into that, I do have a small giveaway. This is our monthly giveaway that Plarium allows us, some of the content creators, to give away. The payout will be in 1 week's time. It's just gonna be a simple giveaway, guys. If you guys want to put your UMID in the comments below, there's gonna be 5 winners, and it's gonna be 540 gems, and then you guys will automatically get it in your inbox when you guys log into the game. Not gonna do a big announcement or anything like that, but 5 winners for 540 gems. Just leave me your UMID in the comments below. Just a simple giveaway for you guys to participate in if you guys so choose so. Anyways, let's jump into this. We have a bit of news here from Plarium, and we have a event that's happening tomorrow. Hey folks, on Tuesday, February 3rd, we're planning to launch a extra legendary event for Sacred Shards. You're familiar with the mechanics. If you already summon a legendary champion from a Sacred Shard during this event, you'll get a different extra one from the same shard. Won't be charged a silver for the extra summon, although keep in mind the extra champion won't be counted towards quests, events, or tournaments. So we're gonna get a extra legendary event. Now, the last one that we got was actually a extra legendary event for Sacred Shards as well. The one that hasn't happened in a long time would have been extra legendary event from Ancient Shards. That would have been a pretty decent time to put that out, just since we just had a 2x event for Ancient Shards. Kind of makes sense. People would be low on Ancient Shards. But 1+1 on Sacred Shards is also very baity, because there's going to be a summon rush that's happening at the end of the week, guys. I'm gonna pull it up on the calendar here. There is a summon rush happening at the end of the week, and it is going to be part of the Titan event. You can kind of see here. There's no other rewards currently stated in the summon rush for the end of the week. Which is a little bit interesting, because they basically declared all of the other events with various little reward icons in them, which leads me to believe that the week end summon rush potentially has something extra in it. Maybe it's a winner take all. Perhaps it could be part of a fusion event as well. We don't have any fusion news at this moment. But I wouldn't put it past Plarium to give us very short notice, maybe 2 days notice on a fusion potentially. So that could be something as well. But I definitely feel like this summon rush at the end of the week has something extra, and it's not just going to be a Titan, Titan event summon rush. Now that's just speculation on my part, but summon rushes are usually handled by using Sacred Shards. So it makes sense for them to attempt to drain you of your Sacred Shards leading into this weekend, making it more difficult for you to complete the summon rush. So just something to keep in mind, guys. This weekend we do have that summon rush. So in case you guys are planning to pull shards along the way, be very, very mindful of that, especially if you guys are going for the Titan event for Cassandra. Now, who is going to be a good candidate to pull for this 1+1 event? Well, the best thing you can do for these events is basically have a humongous stash of Sacred Shards. So my account has 48 Sacred Shards. I could potentially participate in this because my stash of Sacred Shards gives me enough buffer room so that I can pull a lot of shards, and then I can benefit by getting the extra legendary. But the other thing to consider is perhaps looking at your mercy. And the way you basically track your mercy system, at least for myself, is that I use something called RSL Helper. So I'm going to put that on the screen right now. So this is RSL Helper. It's a app for PC that we use to track various things in the game. So for example, this is tracking my mercy for the Sacred Shards. It also does automated gameplay, like it allows you to run some dungeons, allows you to do whatever, do training and stuff. But I usually just use it for my mercy tracking and a little bit of dungeon auto farming. But you can kind of see here, I'm going to enlarge it a little bit. But on the right hand side, you can see my Sacred Shard Mercy. It's at 14. So that means I haven't pulled a legendary from Sacred Shards in 14 Sacred Shards. So if you guys look, or if you guys know, the mercy system for the Sacred Shards, it happens, or it starts at 12. So on your 13th shard, you get an extra 2%. And then on your 14th shard, you get an extra 2% as well on top of that. The base rates, you can kind of see here, is 6% chance at a legendary. So for my 13th shard, it's 8%. For my 14th shard, it's 10%. And I'm already at 14. since my last one. So on my 15th shard, it's going to be 12%. So it's going to be 12% chance to pull a legendary, and it's going to keep increasing 2% at a time until I pull a legendary from a sacred shard. This is actually a pretty decent situation for me personally, because I'm one of the few candidates in the right situation that I could potentially pull sacred shards for this event. Now, that means that I would be spending shards outside of an event for a champion or for another reward, and it's purely for the 1+1 extra legendary event. Now, do I really want to do that? Because we know that there's going to be a lot of different events that's going to probably require summoning shards. For example, guaranteed champions. For example, 5-star souls, and all that. I'm not too sure. Now, if you guys been watching my recent pull videos, I did pull Edward Kenway, so that's a big, big champion to pull, because he was probably going to be a guaranteed champion somewhere along the line in the next 2 months or so during this Assassin's Creed collab. So that's one champion that I don't really have to worry about, but it's still a pretty big gamble, even for me. Even though I'm into Mercy already, with each shard increasing 2%, every time I don't pull a legendary, it's still a bit of a risk. And I still have to basically commit, anywhere from 10 to 20 sacred shards of potentially not pulling legendary before I can pull a single gold from that, even with increasing percentage rates. I do have to be aware that there is a little bit of risk. But if you're a player with a lot of sacred shards and you're into Mercy, obviously, if you're deeper into Mercy, your rates are going to be higher. This might be a potential event for you to jump into, especially, if you have, like I said, a lot of resources, or if you don't care about the champions that potentially could be coming from the Assassin's Creed collabs, or if you have them already, this could be a event for you. But generally speaking, I think you guys should hold on to your shards so that you guys can save for, more guaranteed events, so guaranteed outcome events, right? There's also so many champions in the champion pool now that what you're gonna get, you have no idea, and it's just likely gonna be two crappy champions, to be honest. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Also, what's going on in the game right now is that we do have this Odyssey Titan event, and of course we have this Valar deck of fate that just opened, and this is going to be based on pulling Soulstones and dungeon diving. So there is a dragon tournament going on right now. It's going to be Sacred Order only. It's a bit of a pain to participate in, but Ezio does a pretty good job in the Sacred Order dragon tournament, especially if you're going to do like lower levels or something like that. I mean, I'm participating with a full Sacred Order team to do hard 10, just to make sure that it's 100% and all that, but I could probably farm some food. I also don't want to go mixing and matching the food and micromanaging the food, because I'm just going to set it on auto while I'm at work, and then just finish off this tournament and then get some points along the way for the deck of fate. Now, the deck of fate does have relic materials in it. That's not going to be something for everybody. I think relic materials are very RNG, obviously. There's 100 Titan points in here if you guys are looking for that. Unfortunately, the deck of fate is very hard to figure out exactly how many Titan points you can get from it, unless you can, basically complete the entire deck of fate. So it's one of those events where you're like, okay, I might just skip this and it's okay. It's only 100 points. 150 legendary mats here, just kind of whatever. And then you get a promo shard here as well. No mythical book or anything like that. It is a pinned event. Pinned event is nice because you get the higher likelihood of getting a higher chest here. And in the higher chest, you have a chance of getting some of these goodies here. 25 mythical mats per triple epic chest. So pretty bad stuff. And then it is the 90, 900, 4500, like I predicted. Going to be a 4-day event. So I think for myself personally, I might just jump into this with the small soulstones. We do have a boost with the soulstones for the small ones and the medium ones. It's not a full-on boost. It's only a 5 and 6-star boost for the small ones, and only a 6-star boost for the medium ones. So not the best for the medium ones. I think this is probably an event where you probably use the small ones and then just do whatever you can in terms of points, and then jump in there with 4 days worth of dungeon diving energy, and then see where you stand. So 90 points each mortal soulstone is going to be about 450 small mortal soulstones to finish off the deck of fate. Most people won't have that many mortal soulstones. For me personally, I have 165. So 165 gives me, slightly better than 1/3 of the deck done. And then, we'll see where the energy sets us back after 4 days, and how much we want to commit to that. There is going to be the Augustine's Frenzy tournament. So this is the event dungeon. So if you guys want to go the energy route, you guys can do stage 3 on the event dungeon only. And then you guys will be getting some extra points towards the dungeon diver. It's a bit more efficient than, for example, stage 20. So doing stage 3 on the event dungeon only will give you slightly more points towards the deck of fate than doing the standard stage 20. Of course, you're not going to get any good gear. You're just going to get silver and all that, but it's going to be quick and it's going to be decent point return. I believe it's like 1.2 event points per energy versus the usual 1 point per 1 energy for stage 20. So just something to keep in mind if you guys are going the energy route, or if you guys are trying to save energy towards the deck of fate. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Like I said, there's going to be a small gem giveaway that I'm going to be doing as part of this video. Make sure you guys leave me your UMID in the comments below, and we'll pick 5 winners for that in about a week's time. And yeah, extra legendary event from Sacred Shards coming starting tomorrow. Would probably suggest most people skip this unless you have a huge stash of Sacred Shards and you're into your Mercy for your Sacred Shard. Then it makes a little bit more sense, but of course we're going to have more events coming. And also keep in mind that we do have a summon rush at the end of the week, and it does look a little bit suspicious based on the lack of information that is provided on the calendar. So just something to keep in mind. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all that. Let me know your plans for the rest of the week. Appreciate you guys watching until the end. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.